thoughts. Now it is my honor to invite Shri L Saraf. Shri L Saraf is a distinguished judicial officer who retired as Principal District and Session Judge, Jammu and Kashmir, known for his expertise in criminal law, trial management and judicial procedures. He has made significant contributions both on the bench and beyond. Shri Saraf has served as a resource person in judicial training programs, helping to guide and mentor the next generation of legal professionals. His ability to simplify complex legal issues and his commitment to strengthening legal education have earned him respect among students, practitioners and colleagues. As a commentator on contemporary legal and socio-legal issues, he remains an active voice in discussions on law, justice and society. What makes his presence even more significant in the personal connection with the theme of our discussion. He has also emerged as one of the most articulate and reasoned voice for the plight of Kashmiri migrants, their quest for dignity, and the urgent need for just and sustainable rehabilitation. His numerous articles and opinion pieces published in leading newspapers and journals offer insightful perspectives on law, society, and the Kashmir issue. He advocates dialogue, constitutional safeguards and inclusive policies to ensure that the displaced communities' rights are protected while working towards lasting peace in the valley. Shri L Saraf continues to inspire young generations of Kashmiri migrants to hold fast to education, resilience and cultural identity.
Students. Well, what has been said about me by Madam, I don't know how far I can stand that test she has put on me. My brief is to say, as Kashmiri migrants mean Pandits, Hindus, or for that matter even Muslim friends also, unfolded on 5th August 2019. To put it in a shortly, the inoperationalization of Article 375 and abrogation of Article 335A. 370, I think, still stands on the statute book. Professor Jasota will clear that question, but 335 has gone. So far as Kashmiri Pandits are concerned, Kashmiri migrants are concerned, much has not changed for them in legal architecture, I am thinking. They were as residents of the state, enjoying all the benefits which accrue to the students in J&K state. There was no difference. I will put it in just clear terms, whether the comparisons are not good. We have brothers from West Pakistan, refugees, or then other these Balmikis and so. They were totally deprived. They were not given the rights which were due to them. I know late Shri Pachalal Kalgotraji, he had fought for them. He took the matter to Supreme Court also and received a reported judgment. At that time, Supreme Court, they could not grant the relief in view of that Article 37, Article 35A. But the words, if I recorded them properly, age ka khayal rakhna, boda ho gaya hoon, I don't know, do I remember it correctly? But they said that time, it was an operative part. Not operative part because operative part they could not give the relief, but it was their ratio descendants of reservation. That Supreme Court said it was 3 bench or 4 bench judges. They said that how insensitive state government is, or central government that time was, that basic rights are not given to these persons who have lost everything in consequences of a partition. They are the direct effects of the partition and settled, even of that time was 60 years, they are roaming, floating without roots somewhere to sitting on. They said that please don't have some regard. It was about voting right, or it was property of purchasing, something like that. That observation was very telling, and probably that observation and the plight of those persons brought those changes that have occurred in 5th August 93. I put it this way, I put it on this simple complaint that we didn't have that deprivations. Dr. Mahesh, he works very closely with the community. He's a well-researched person, well-knowledgeable person. He will explain it further. But to me, we didn't have that legal disability. Politically, we were deprived, but economically, we were, well, we continue to be the same in that way also. But legally, we are not that deprived as our friends from West Pakistan and Balmikis were. That it should be made clear. Other disabilities was about that 35, if her daughter would get married somewhere beyond, then she will lose certain rights. That disability applied to all residents of J&K state. It was not particular to Kashmiri Pandits also, or particular to Dogras only. If I am correct in my, if assessment is right. We had an architecture. I would now come to the polite. We come after post our this what we call them exodus, post migration, 1990. Then the governments and that we were under for a lot of time we were under president's governor's rule and president's rule, and finally government came in 1996. It was national conference government, and which were they put a certain legal architecture which for our benefit, and that definitely benefited us. And that what was that legal architecture? That was migrant immobile. You are a young student, so the law you should be knowing it. This may help you. There was a Migrant Immobile Property Preservation, Protection and Restraint Distress Sales Act 1997. Then there was a Migrant Stay of Proceedings Act 1997. Then there was other schemes and rules, migrant welfare rules, and Kashmiri migrant special PM package. We call PM package. We cared for our what you call that unemployed youth. It was for all migrants that time. This architecture was already there. It was in place before 2019, and it continues to continue this. This was not tinkered with after 1997, 2019. It's still on the statute book. So my basic point is that coming to the legal architecture, legal difference, we didn't have much disability, but certainly we were as deprived as anyone among the deprived classes of our society, friends from West Pakistan or our man from West, this POK or Balmikis were. But that wasn't psychological. There was a reality. Legally, we were not. We have to make things clear. Am I clear this point? Have I made it, sir? Now, what has changed in us? Kashmiri Pandits particularly. We may have been, I said that on legal aspect, we have not been much affected. We continue to say. But there was a big psychological barrier that has been created by the circumstances. We are a Kashmiri Pandit. Sorry, we are all Hindus for that matter. I am not singling out. Basically, we are Hindus. Then, but we are known by this and the Kashmiri Pandits. Culturally, religiously, again speaking subject to correction. I am not expert on the subjects. And I want to put a caveat. I don't represent here Kashmiri Pandits, please. I am not a representative of Kashmiri Pandits. I don't speak on their behalf. Please make it clear. I say, as a perspective, as being a Kashmiri Pandit, what I feel, what I perceive, it is out of my perception, it is out of my that concept of not being a representative, not claiming to be a representative of Kashmiri Pandits. That should be put on straight. Dr. Mahesh Kohl had that authority to speak authority for them. I don't have. What I said that, what I was continuing, I lost that train of thought. Psychologically, we were feeling apart from Indian scheme. Why? What is the Indian scheme? Why I mean? It's not state. As political science, Dr. Mahesh Kohl will explain to you what is state. I say it was psychologically Indian nation, what we call. जिसको हम broadly सनातन का वो umbrella कहते हैं. We are Saraswat Brahmins. Again, being subject to correction. I am not expert on the subject. We are Saraswat Brahmins, and we had correction with the Saraswatas of Konkan, Karnataka, and Maharashtra. And even I had one occasion to travel to Colombo. There, those senators told me that we are connected to Kashmiri Pandits. We migrated from this then to Orissa. From Orissa, we came to this planet. So that connection we had, that was there, that will remain there. That nobody can deny that right. Oh, so what about the political structure? What about the geographical structure? Our Kashmiri Pandits, our association, our alignment with that Indian ethos, Indian cultural, remains there. This 370 probably, again I am speaking subject correction, put a barrier as that. We felt that we are something separate from them. We are not assimilated culturally, or what we call it, psychologically within mainstream. That barrier to some extent has been removed by abolition of the 35, 370 and all. Again, my friend, dear friend, Maheshji, he will explain it. That psychological barrier should remain in our men that now we are part of this great Indian nation, great Sanatan Dharma, but all Indian nation. When I talk of Indian nation, it encompasses all faiths, it encompasses all sects. It compares, because this has been whatever I say, whatever I keep India, that is a pluralistic India. That's a syncretic India. I consider myself with that. I speak all with that. But since I am a Kashmiri, I am a Hindu, this is a fact. So I relate more to with my main this spiritualism, keeping whole Indian concept in view. That has to some extent has been removed. We feel a bit of that. Now, what has changed on the government? If Dr. Cole will not mind or you will not mind, nothing has changed practically for us. We were there as on 4th August 2019, we are today the same. We are still rootless, we are still finding our moves, we are still finding our homeland. Our Dr. Mahesh Cole, I'm pretty sorry, I'm repeating it, was I take a representative of Kashmir Pandits. He is fighting that. What happened to us? It was a genocide. It was a completely genocide. We say that people, I may not be saying personally, but whole, this is my perception. Pundits or that might understand that we have been put to a genocide. Please have some regard for that. Don't take a guns and kill everybody there. But I am a victim of a genocide, what I deserve, what has happened to me, please restore that to some extent to me. What I had deprived, what I had suffered politically, economically, otherwise, try to restore that to some extent. That I don't think we will have to wait for some time if Dr. Cole has more information about that. Now, what is possible a little bit? Maybe probably it is thanks to the L Saraf, naturally Home Minister. These signposts of our civilization, I mean temples and shrines which have been devastated there, that have been restored. There is a there has been an attempt and realism that religious places, our civilization signposts have been rebuilt. But there again I have a complaint. We suffered, our suffering started since 47, but it came pronounced in 1986. You are a young boy, you may not be knowing. The manifestation was profound. It came very clearly. It was in 1986, February 96, when real assault was done on our community and our religious forces. That time, it was the government of the time did something for us. We don't deny that. But from that time we started that we must have at least, if my cultural signpost is there, if my civilizational signpost is there, I feel some attraction towards that. Please restore them. Have a law for them. Since 1986, we have been claimed for that. We're not asking something different. We're asking what was available to our Sardar friends. They had a Gurdwara shrine protected right. We had available to our Muslim friends. They had an Awqaf right in Kashmir, and now it has been centralized. We were saying that please have all the same pattern so that we will, if some assault somewhere takes place, we will have a way out. If there is a statute, we can go to the court, we can come somewhere, and this has been, give us restored that, and that law has not been passed so far. It was once put in assembly, 2009. It was put in assembly, that time is what overall was the government, but unfortunately in assembly it could not pass through for a variety of reasons, which I need not say here because that would not be a pleasant thing. Cole Sahib knows why it didn't happen yet. But that our demand for protection of that civilizational process will continue because assault is there. Though I acknowledge Al Saraf is doing a wonderful job on that front. Now, though our employment package has not been fulfilled, we had 6,000 jobs given under that PM package in 2009. Only 3,000 or something. That component yet in. But there is another which I must accept that LG's effort that the residential concerns of those employees have been taken care of. That they were put in a very bad shape there. जो हमारे बच्चे वहाँ गए, बेटियाँ गई थी, वो हैबिटेबली हाल मैंने वो मतलब माएँ लेकर वो बुरी हाल में थे. उस that has been taken care of. All I can say at the end, hope sustains life. We live with the hope, and probably someday will come to us when we'll really find the fruits of being a true Indian citizen. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.